Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome once again to Astronomy Daily Live, and I hang my head in absolute shame for being so incredibly, uh, just irresponsibly late. It is 2:01 UTC, and it's got to be a pretty late 2:01 too. It's probably going to be switching over to 2:02 here within a couple of seconds. Yep, there it goes. So yeah, now it's 2:02 UTC, and we've just started with Astronomy Daily Live. So hope everybody's doing well. This is just a fun, casual get together each and every day. Just a gathering of friends from around the world, um, coming together on this virtual porch, and we have our consumables here of choice. I've got a couple here to choose from. I've got the hydrogen hydroxide, the HOH. That's the good old standby, and it's really full. It's really it's nice and full. That can't do much better than that. So I've also got some coffee here. I think you can, yeah, you can just barely see it there. I'm not gonna, there, 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 there you go. A little bit of coffee there. So in a really dirty mug, but you know, nothing compared to the mugs that I've seen in the past, and I've told some stories about that. Uh, but I will not today. It is not story time today. Today, I just thought I was looking at well, I was curious about those Dipper stars. I wanted to find out a little bit more about those. Those seem that's kind of a weird term. Um, but anyway, here it is clear. In fact, I really hate to rub it in. But man, you know, I should really be out collecting data on a night like it's going to be tonight. It's going to be pretty stupendous, and it's like, well, I have to come up with a plan. I have to come up with a plan. So that's yeah, probably what I should do. But before I get going any more with that, I'm going to look at the chat really quick. Yay! Hey Tom, nice to see you. Glad you're back. Tom was traveling, I guess, and just got back safely. Good, good. Glad that at least you got back okay. Hopefully everything else went as planned. But hey, there's Atta. Hey, what's going on?
I have my triad lens, which I don't, please forgive me, OPT, but I don't recommend anybody buy it. It didn't, I pulled out my lens expecting to find the specs in it, and they have no specs with it. But what they do have, I don't know if you can see this. This shows you the bands. It has an O3 H alpha and H alpha and H beta band pass. And all I can see is here's how they describe the specs on it.
Okay, yeah.
Check the price on that baby, and that's a 1.25 inch. Did I get ripped? I mean, for me, all it does is turn everything blue, I mean, I don't know quite what they were getting at about when I saw it advertised in this New York Times thing. I mean, in this Times Square thing, I thought, hey, this is great. If you can do viewing under those conditions, it's got to be even better for somebody like me. Maybe this would allow me to go out to the parking lot, where compared to Times Square, it's not anywhere near that lit up. But I don't need this. I mean, even my parking lot's too dark for this to give me any benefit.
Yeah, they. I think what they how they advertise that filter is that it's really really good for nebulae, and that's about it.
Well, let's hope I get into nebulae and can appreciate it. I better get something out of this baby.
Well, the Milky Way is pretty much rising at sunset now, so it's not going to be too long, another month or two, and Sagittarius will be up. The center of the galaxy will be up. You've already got the Ring Nebula. You might check out that. That's Messier 57. And then definitely more into the summer, getting all the nebulae in Sagittarius and Cygnus and the whole Milky Way band.
Well,
Right?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna definitely give that a try and hope this lens will be worth it for that type of viewing.
Because you were right, you were looking at Jupiter with it, right?
I mean, that was ridiculous. I just got a blue Jupiter, and I didn't even really see the kind of detail on Jupiter that I could see with either no lens at all or my regular light pollution reduction lens. Of course, last night, one of our chat people, I think it might have been the deep space guy, deep space dude, said he doesn't particularly care for any type of light filter. He says it messes up his views. I don't know. But
yeah, well, I mean, the spectral response curve that you showed there indicated, that those were very, very narrow bands, very, very narrow. So it's just not going to let a lot of light through at all. I mean, even if the object is, like really, really bright, right around like the hydrogen alpha band, you're still only going to get a little bit of that. So yeah, I mean, you've got two things working against you there. One is limited kinds of objects that are relatively decent, and two, everything's going to look really faint. Everything's going to look super, super faint, including those nebulae.
I'm sure this thing is good for something, and maybe on a super scope, this would be great. That was taking in a lot more light than mine does. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I mean, you surely know by now that I can be sort of a purist about things. And one of those things is this. Oh man, I lost my train of thought.
It's going to happen more often in the coming years.
Okay, I've got it. So people live in cities, and cities, I think everybody would agree that it's really, really, really nice when you're out at night to be able to see where you're going. Right? I think that's really, really great.
I'm down with that.
Right? So, if you live in a city, you're going to have lights everywhere, because everybody wants to see where they're going at night. So, what you have to do is say, okay, I am not going to try to eliminate all these lights, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. What you need to do is what I did for years and years and years, and what every astronomer does, and that is they go to some dark location. You go.
And I'm luckier than most people. I'm 10 miles away from pitch black dark.
Most, I think that there's some stat out there that says that the vast, like 90% of the population is within 30 minutes of decent dark skies.
Oh, yeah.
So
the light's pretty concentrated.
Right.
Well, decent dark skies right now.
Yeah.
A few more thousand satellites up there.
Right. But, so I mean, instead of trying to develop these really highly specialized filters that are really only good under certain circumstances, and I mean, I got to tell you, their demonstration at Times Square was not impressive whatsoever. That was their second try, I think, and I think my guess is that if they were a little bit more organized, for some reason they seem very, very disorganized. I mean, if it were me, I would know exactly where, they were having to line up stars looking down a street, looking between buildings, right? I got that, right? I understand that. That is difficult. But if I know where those stars are exactly, which I can know, then at least you've got a chance, right? But it was a little weird. It's a little.
It's not good.
Yeah, it was.
I haven't read the reviews on this lens, this filter yet, but it's only got 2 reviews. They've obviously sold out on it. It's back ordered because I pulled this print today.
Yeah.
And there are 2 reviews, and they give it a 4 out of 5. I'm interested in reading those reviews from those people to see what it is they're looking at that is so much improved by using this filter.
Yeah, I really don't know. Now, I mean, I'm absolutely no expert in these things by any means, but I mean, I can look at a plot and it's pretty cartoony, but I think it gets the job done. It shows us, what wavelengths and what those bands are. And yeah, it's really, really specialized.
I'm afraid so. I think I just went overboard thinking this would be the answer to any light problem I might have. Well, I don't have that big a light problem. Yeah. My problem is it's been so the weather's so crummy around here. When the sky's clear, it's clear enough. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I can see things without all kinds of fancy filters. Hey, look at the chat. Tom was really ripping around there. Went to a family wedding. Visited the petrified forest. Whoa.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
Very cool. Excellent. Yeah, so they're advertising this filter. I'm pretty sure it's that one, as sort of a solution for in-city viewing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I bought it. I figured if this works, it's worth the $400. Because by the way, I got to pay a 6% sales tax.
Of course, everybody's got their hand out.
I think I got ripped on this one.
Well, yeah, for a specialty filter like that, it probably costs them quite a chunk, and they have a margin. So for a specialty filter, that's kind of average price. It's not really, really expensive. It's not really, really cheap.
I'm not going to do too many specialty things. Not at $400 a hit. I'm not. You should see the price on the 2-inch one. I looked up the 2-inch one. You could practically buy a house for that.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, I
Wow.
decided to put that in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for showing us that,
My
because I was really
2 cents.
really interested. Yeah, I was really really interested in that plot, and you showed it there, and yeah, I mean, plain as day, H alpha, O3, H beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
That's what they're doing. All right.
And those are the things that sort of tend to glow in gaseous nebulae, right? You've got the oxygen and the hydrogen, and yeah,
And
yeah.
that's not
So,
what I was looking at, when I had this filter. I thought it
well,
would clarify my views of.
regardless of how poorly Jupiter looked to you, you were looking at some pretty interesting things in Jupiter there. If you were seeing blue light,
Oh
just
yeah.
just blue, that means H beta was coming through loud and clear. Probably oxygen 3 too, but I don't know. I don't know how much Jupiter emits in oxygen 3, but it's going to be emitting a lot in H beta, right? I mean, it's hydrogen.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty cool that you were seeing hydrogen beta, which, by the way, is my favorite color.
Well, it isn't mine.
There was an instrument that we were working on. It was a one-of-a-kind, sort of a photon counting array, and extremely sensitive, and dialed up, to 12, right? Just hyper dialed up on everything, and we had to measure the spectral response of this thing, and in one of the labs at the university, they had a spectrophotometer, which is a device where you can literally dial in the wavelength you want, and that's
I know
what color light comes in. And I remember seeing hydrogen beta. We were taking a break or something, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what H beta looks like. I probably looked at alpha first, and then I went to beta, and I was just absolutely stunned by that really really amazing color. So
it is a beautiful color. No question about it.
So you were definitely seeing H beta, which I think in terms of the planet itself, I'm not quite sure how it's distributed, what depth in the planet it is. Not quite sure, but you were seeing things that we all see because it's there, but there's all kinds of other stuff too. You were looking at it through a pretty amazing filter, and just looking at
It's amazing.
just one thing, and it's just this ugly blue. See?
Yeah, just blue. I like my regular Jupiter. I took the filter out, and I like that Jupiter better.
Yes, I totally agree.
Oh, I've seen some of Carolina's latest videos too. Boy, he always amazes me. He does such a good job with the equipment he's got. You're right, Tom. You read me right. You should work for the CIA. I'm not convinced. All I know is I'm $400 poorer. That's what I know. Jeez, here I am, poor old lady living on a fixed income. Admittedly, it's a pretty high fixed income, but it's still fixed.
Well, cheers.
Oh God. But anyway, well, I saw some of Carolina's latest stuff. You know him, Tom. Carolina Sky or whatever his name is. I call him Carolina. He does such nice work with the equipment he's got. I really am impressed with it. You know, I mean, I know he's confined to doing his photography of planets and things like that, but with the size telescope he's got, I can't see him getting any detail in deep space stuff. I mean, maybe, but I think his size, his aperture is similar to my Sky Prodigy 130. Now it's a better scope. He's got this, it's that Russian version of Cassegrain. It's not the German version.
I think you're talking about a Moxitov.
Moxitov Cassegrain, yeah, not the Schmidt Cassegrain. I knew the name was Russian. I just didn't know anything.
Yeah.
else, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, your real name, is that a Cossack name? Your real last name?
It's Bohemian.
Okay, but so, I knew it was some sort of Eastern European.
Oh yeah.
Name, and I thought it was a Cossack name. I might be wrong. I used to work with a patent attorney with a name similar to yours.
Oh, very cool.
And he was surprised that I don't know why a lot of people took him for Greek.
Oh, wow.
Everybody thinks I'm Greek. I said, I don't.
Well, it's the moderately dark skin, I think. So
you don't have dark skin. You just have dark hair. When I was a kid, and my hair, as old as I am.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Turning white on my hair is this stuff in the front. Looks nice, graying at the temples, you know. But when I was Native Americans, most of them have 3 names. The name the shaman gives them when they are born, the name they acquire in their life, and then there's whatever their Christian name might be if they get one. Now, Atawahinta is the name the shaman gave me when I was born. My actual life name, the name I acquired by living, is Ghost Woman. And I won't tell you how I acquired it, but I did look to an individual who swore to God I was a ghost. When I was a young woman, my hair was jet black, but my skin was even whiter than it is now in old age. Man, oh, wow. I made a great blonde, you know, no question. I was just white as a sheet. Oh. And with black hair against that, I guess I looked like a ghost to this woman, and that's what she thought I was. And so that name stuck. And my Christian name, of course, is Carol. Yeah. But that's how that works.
Very cool.
And I would have thought when you were young, you would have looked like a ghost man, you know, black hair and light skin. But you're that light. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's got a little Italian in it too. So
well, we're all mongrels. Of course, look on the bright side of being a mongrel. Never be ashamed of that. That means you are stronger than the thoroughbreds.
Well, and you know, I mean, if you want to go further than that, we're all cousins too.
Mm-hmm. Do you know genetically, I don't know if you follow microbiology and that type of thing. I do a little bit.
Not a lot.
When I worked in patents, I had to do all kinds of patent applications, not just in my field, not just in physics. I did everything from chemistry to microbiology. So I had to know a lot of different sciences, at least enough to write about them in a cogent manner.
So what do you have to do? I'm just going to ask this one thing. What do you have to do when somebody files a patent? Was it your job to sort of check it out? Is that what you do?
What I do, I take their scientific data and I try to write what's called a patent application, which is a document that fully describes the invention.
Right.
What's important in that document are what are called claims. They appear at the end of the application. They circumscribe the area that you believe your client is entitled to protection for. Now, this has to be done very carefully. And when a patent application is in the patent office and you're going back and forth with a patent examiner, his job is to make sure, or her job, is to make sure you don't cover more area than you actually deserve. And your job is to try to get your client the most possible coverage that you can defend for him. It isn't actually an adversarial proceeding, like a lot of patent attorneys treat it like it's a court case or something. It's not like that. You're trying to get real protection for your client that's meaningful, that he can actually defend. You can, if you get him some monstrous claim issued that he can't possibly defend, he just has, his patent is just a worthless piece of paper.
Right.
And there are a lot of those out there. But I liked practicing patent law because it isn't emotional. It's based on facts and on science. And it gave me a chance. So I was, as a scientist, I was a problem solver. I wasn't a creator. Now, I'm not apologizing for that. I would have been a perfect engineer for SpaceX to hire. You know, I wouldn't be creating new technology. I'm solving problems with the technology we've got. And there was nobody better than that than I was.
Right, okay.
I just dug my teeth in and I didn't let go till we had that sucker solved. But that was my main thing. So I was not creating new stuff. And when I went into patent law, it was kind of nice. I got a chance to see some of the best industrial science in the world, because by the time it got to a patent attorney to file an application on, it was pretty good stuff.
It was almost done. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get the junk. And it was a real opportunity to meet some fine scientists and also see some super great science. At least, you know, that's how I felt about it. And I had a talent for describing their stuff and organizing it and making sense out of it, which is what, you know, I had to do. And I was fortunate. I worked with some of the best scientists in the world on cutting edge technology, absolutely cutting edge. Most of what I worked on by the time I got to patent law had not even been discovered when I was in school.
Right. Wow.
So much for the people who get their degree and think they've arrived. You know, it's like, okay, I'm here. I got it. You know, no, you don't. Not if it's in science. You got it for about a year and a half before it's obsolete. And if you don't keep moving, you know, throughout my entire career, I was in school in a sense. I had to constantly be learning the new stuff that was coming along. I couldn't depend on what I studied in school, for God's sake. I mean, that was back in the dark ages.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's it almost sounds like the patent office could actually be converted into like an AI, right? I mean, if it's so logical and so straightforward, you could probably automate that pretty easily.
To some degree. Oh, my colleagues would love to hear that. I tell Albert Einstein, who worked for the German patent office, that he could be replaced by a machine.
Yeah. Well.
Oh dear.
Well,
hey, look on the chat.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. 100 years ago on this day. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that was one of the things that looks like it proved that, or I think it was one of the first proofs, actual observational proofs, I guess you can say, that showed that Einstein's theory of general relativity was probably correct.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. So that happened today, 100 years ago. So
Are you getting that off of your calendar, Tom? You always pop up with these things.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. So
You must be cheating. How could you know all this?
well, it's so much easier to cheat. So much easier. It makes life so much easier. You don't have to remember all those things. Ridiculous. It's all written down. I mean, really, what do we have the written word for if we're not going to use it to remember things?
I'll tell you where you could use AI, at least as a first cut, and that's in diagnosing illnesses, because that is nothing but memorization of symptoms versus, various illnesses. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't take that little bit of intuition once you've narrowed it down, but an AI program could certainly narrow it down. And anybody who's ever taken medical school courses, and I know I have, we all had little poems we'd learn to memorize bones of the body. I mean, I took anatomy just out of curiosity. I had my own cadaver, and geez, all it was a bunch of memorization. I mean, a guy like PageMaster could have aced right through that because he has an eidetic memory, at least in the short term he does. And some long-term eidetic memory. That's why I tease him, tell him it's like a superpower,
Right.
Well, it is, no question. He's also a very smart guy, very thoughtful and very intelligent. He's not just a bag of facts, but he still has an eidetic memory. Man, he should go into medical school because that's all you do is memorize stuff.
Right.
And vomit it back on the examinations,
Yeah. Well, and that's pretty much all you do in college anyway. So, hey, oy vey. But the other interesting area for AI that could work pretty well is in law.
Yeah,
too.
Same there.
Because it's pretty logical, and there are laws, right? There are laws, and there are consequences.
Sometimes I think AI could do better in the court.
Well, it would really free up resources, right? Because you can have a judgment in milliseconds instead of days or weeks or
Well, I can tell you never worked for a law firm. The rule of thumb in the firms are bill those hours, man.
Yeah,
Don't get your clients to settle. Don't do that. Bill the hours. Oh, it's terrible. It's no wonder. I had to work in general law for a year to get certified in patents. And of course, they assigned me all the crap cases. That's domestics, that's divorce cases, and small estates. And I'll tell you, it was horrible. Just horrible. I don't see how anybody can work in general law. Oh my God. Can you stand it? Black's Dictionary. I'm impressed, Cosmic. I really am. I am impressed.
Yeah. Now, this is sort of an old version. Right? It's the revised 4th edition, it says. So I think it's old.
Yeah, but law doesn't change like science does.
The concepts don't really change a lot. Yeah. So this is a dictionary, right? So it's just full of entries for different law terms, and you look it up in here, and you see what it really means. So yeah, there's at least an old version. So
I gotta tell you, I am impressed. I'm definitely impressed.
Yeah,
you got some legal problems?
No, for for a couple of years, I was just like really obsessed with the law, and so I really got into it. What's that huge multi-volume law book set?
So there are a lot of those.
Oh, okay, yeah, this one's I guess a particularly good one that a lawyer gave me. He
All
was
right.
retiring, and so he gave me them. And so I just dove into those. I dove into that, and you know, just I wanted to understand law, which I think I do. I understand it a lot more now, and
The sad
what
part about today's legal system, as I see it, and understand, I am a conservative. I'm not a liberal by any remote stretch. But I believe that a lot of law seems to be based on how good an attorney you can afford, and that shouldn't be. Someone said to me one time, "Well, there are way more minorities in jail than quote white people," and I said, "Yeah, and I believe they did commit crimes. I'm not saying they're in jail because they're black or brown or whatever. No, 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 no. They're in jail because they couldn't afford as good an attorney as the white person who committed the same crime."
Yeah, and I think that is partially true. I think the profiling is definitely a thing. We all do it.
Oh,
We
sure we
all
do.
do it.
Everybody.
Um, Usually not in a um, malicious way,
No,
but we always judge. Always.
we do. What
All
is it
right.
when people say, and this kind of scares me, when they say you make a judgment when you meet someone, and they're talking about a live meeting now, because there are certain components, probably largely chemical ones, that are missing even on something like this, where you can see the other person.
Mm.
Uh, though this has got a lot of it, the fact you can see the body language and that sort of thing. But they said you make your judgment of that person in the first 6 seconds that you're around. 6 seconds. This can't be a cerebral process. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I
Women
don't
are
know.
even better at that than men, but I understand why that is. It's not that we're smarter than you guys. We are weaker on average. We are weaker and smaller. So I believe in our evolution, we developed a sense of observation of our environment, which to some folks looks like it's psychic, but it's not. We are observing actual real things in our environment because we need to sense trouble so we can get away before it starts. Males will tend to face it head to head, toe to toe, chin out like morons, risk their lives. We needed to grab the stuff and the kids and take off. And
Right.
I mean, that's oversimplified, but I do think that's why women became more sensitive to their environment than men are,
Yeah.
because we have to be. That's one thing I think makes them pretty good scientists, too, to tell you the truth.
And
Uh,
we have missed out on so much,
I
and
think
and I am hoping that as we all realize
it's
that
changing. It is.
I'm really glad. I just wish that it could just change a little faster because it's absolutely ridiculous. You know this the stories I hear um, are just, it's like, don't you have enough to worry about already?
I know.
And then you have to worry about all this other useless. I mean, I'm in favor of easy. And for me, it is not easy to be harassing anybody
I
because it
don't
just,
get it. I
yeah,
agree with you, Cosmic. I do. I don't get it. But I know cultural change is slow. I mean, I certainly went through some really bad times, but I recognize that my culture is evolving, and it did. I have
Yeah.
lived long enough to see that evolution, and it's going in the right direction. It's just that, a lot of folks said, yeah, I wish it'd be going a little faster, but because everyone will be better off. And it's as
Well,
I
yeah.
said in the last chat, if we can't learn to appreciate the differences in our own group of humanoids here, how on earth are we ever going to appreciate outer space, where we're no doubt going to run into all kinds of different things, not necessarily sentient life form different things, guys with horns or pointy ears, but we are going to run into a lot of things that are different, that are outside our experience. And we have to learn to embrace those things.
Yep.
There's
Nine
nice
Inch Cola.
one. Hey,
Nice,
looking back there.
nice to see you in the chat. 9 Inch Colas, welcome. So yeah, we're just doing some philosophizing here a little bit, but it's really, really amazing that we can do this. I think it's absolutely
Oh, yeah.
fabulous. I do. Um, as I'm getting older, I'm you know uh, I'm really, I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm starting to really detach from uh, younger people, 20 somethings and all of that. Um, and there's a lot of things that I don't understand. But I can, I don't know. I've got a pretty good sense about them, and they seem okay. They seem just fine. They are doing things differently, but I think that's how that goes. So,
Every
yeah,
generation does. My only concern about the younger people is something I have observed happening over the past, over 30 years, is I feel the educational system generally in the United States has been, rolling downhill at a reasonably accelerated rate. And our idea of educating everybody is now we want everyone to go to the lowest common denominator instead of reach for a higher place, which
yep.
is what education should inspire you to do. I feel so strongly about this that when Donald Trump was running for president and he was screaming, "We're going to make America great," I said, I actually tweeted him, and I don't tweet. It's not something I do normally. And I said, well, I'm all down with making America great. I mean, who wouldn't be? Who's going to disagree with that? It's my country. I said, I want to make America great, but I said, given the nature of the education for the last 3 generations in this country, exactly what are you going to make America great with?
Right.
Immigrants is what's going to do it. You're going to have to import them. I think that worries me, but it's not the kids themselves that worry me. I was making arrangements with a 16-year-old kid a couple of days ago, and I said to her, well, as soon as we work out the logistics, I'll let you know. And she gave me this deer in the headlights look, the whole. And at least she had the guts to ask the question, what are logistics?
Yeah.
Whoa. And I politely explained them, and
Right.
that was the end of it. But I thought, oh my God. And this is a bright young woman. This isn't some idiot or, I thought, oh my God, what a shame.
It doesn't, I mean, I've also observed that it really doesn't take all. I mean, not everybody has to be on board and thoughtful and doing the perfect thing all the time. There has to be some critical mass but it's a very, very small part of the population that actually has to,
Hope you're right.
sort of do all the nice things. So,
Hope you're
but
right.
I mean, that's pretty much how it is now.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, they're, yeah.
Because I
Well,
want to see my race. That's the human race, not the white one, because I'm only half of that. But I would like to see us get out there. I really want to see us spread as a species throughout the universe. I truly.
we really, really seem to want to go and go and go and go and go and go. So let's go.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean,
going to be rough, but there's a whole lot of good reasons to encourage like colonization of Mars and all of that. A lot of good reasons, because as you have said many times, there's going to be an asteroid out there that's got our name on it. And if it hits, if it doesn't kill all of us,
damn,
it's going to make life extremely difficult and throw us back into the Stone Age.
Well, and there is, some growing evidence that those kinds of things did actually take place. Yeah. Hey, there's Bobby.
Hi. Yeah. There's the big bad Bobby is with us. Okay.
Bobby, you made it. Yay.
Yeah, something unexpected happened.
Oh, no.
This thing ever will. Here we go. And come in.
Yeah, you're all choppy and everything, but we can sort of see you and hear you, sort of.
Yeah, so something unexpected happened.
Oh, okay. I mean, in a good sense or a bad sense?
Well, you can take your pick when I said that when something like because I was told that there tomorrow evening at midnight local time tomorrow, well, actually, like on a Friday, because it's usually about 12:01 till it starts the new day, there will be a midnight run.
A midnight run?
Yep.
What's a midnight run?
So, in a midnight run is when because there's a saying, once on Social Security, always on Social Security. And
Watch it.
Yeah. And we got these direct those recommended direct express cards. And what we do at midnight, at around, which is going to be Friday at 12:01 a.m. Central Time, we'll do some shopping. We'll just get some snacks and stuff. And
at 12:01.
Yeah, so
that's great.
Yeah, so I was thinking about for a rabbit session before midnight after tomorrow's live stream.
Oh, okay. What would you suggest?
I would suggest that if anybody can suggest some more safety videos, I can recommend you two. It's called Forklift Driver Class, which is a German language instructional video about how to do about forklift safety, but it's subbed in English. And
Bobby, I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch a video on forklift safety. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. I appreciate forklifts. In fact, I know how to drive a forklift. But no, I don't think I would want to. I don't think I would want to watch a video on forklift safety. Do you have any other suggestions? But I'm going to veto that one. Nope, no way.
Okay, then. Well, if Atta would come back to the chair, we can find out what she wants to see.
I think she is listening. So, what time is this supposed to happen?
The Friday. You're talking about the run?
When would you want to rabbit?
After tomorrow's live stream.
After tomorrow's live stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like right after it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
So,
I mean,
so
doesn't that? Go ahead, Bobby.
So Atta, well, since safety videos is pretty much out to play, what kind of videos you want to see, Atta?
Oh no, in my opinion won't count because I'm going on the road again. I would have left you a message about this, but this is an opportunity for me to tell you live. I'm going on the road again starting not tomorrow, but the next day, but I have to be up early in the morning. So
Wow,
I couldn't be up
exciting.
late tomorrow night.
Wow.
And if I'm going to continue to buy $400 light filters that don't work,
You gotta keep working, lady.
Okay.
I gotta keep working.
Yeah. So Cosmic, what do you want to see or hear?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think about that a little bit. We should probably, fascinating. We should probably do something, pretty like either sciencey or nerdy or something like that.
Oh,
And so I don't know. Let's we can throw suggestions out over on the Discord. There's a link to that down right down there in the description.
Yeah.
So take a look there, and
So
yeah.
let's see who I'm fiddle faddling with in the chat. 9-inch colors, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Oh, you gotta turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
And,
no worries. Oh, there it goes off again. We're being scammed. Or is that scam?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, great. All right. So Atta is going to be out for a little while at least. This is for the acting crew.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what did y'all talk about tonight? And once we go off, the on demand is instant.
Cool. Instant on demand. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this filter that Atta,
the lens that I got ripped off on.
So and yeah, I wouldn't call it a ripoff.
No, it's just not something I need
for you. Yeah.
It's not. Someone else might really think this was hot stuff.
Right.
I bought that filter, Bobby, that OPT was advertising that was supposed to be really good. They seem to push it from the standpoint of if you're doing astronomy from a city environment, this filter's the answer to your prayers. Well, all it did was turn everything I looked at blue. It didn't seem to help me.
So Atta, consider this. If they're sold out of those right now, that means people want them. Why don't you sell the one you've got?
Yeah. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah. Put it up on eBay or I think even that astronomy website. I'm forgetting the name.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like Cloudy Nights.
Cloudy Nights. Yeah.
They sell stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm
I'll bet you
probably
that
lazy, but
you'd be able to sell that in about 3 seconds. I'll bet.
yeah, maybe, especially since there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it was used once.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't drop
Advertise
it
it.
on the floor or scratch it.
Right.
Ha ha!
And
Hey, look what Tom said. And boy, does he make a good point there. We're talking about him, sold out and all this stuff. He said maybe they only had one in stock.
well,
Yeah.
it's entirely true.
Yeah.
They had to at least have 4 or 5 in stock because there were 2 reviews on it. I didn't read them, but they gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking
Yeah.
that is something that a lot of people might want, and you may not be able to get everything back out of it, but I'll bet you that you could get $350 for it.
Yeah, pretty likely because I've got it and there's nothing
You
wrong
might,
with it.
and
Yeah,
you might
and
try,
and like I said, I wasn't going to be on, but I like to keep myself entertained. So I was thinking about doing another rabbit session. Like me and you could do a rabbit, and anybody wants to tag along, that would be great. Because I love rabbit first and foremost.
I do too. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick. I think doing that tomorrow will be great. Yeah. So let's do that. And yeah, we can talk over the Discord about, exactly which one and all that. I mean, I don't have access to a lot of things, so
Yeah.
maybe
So scratch the safety videos.
scratch the safety videos.
Yes.
Yeah, unless they are safety videos about telescopes, then that would probably be okay.
We
But
could hurt
otherwise,
you on a telescope. I guess the big ones maybe could.
oh, let me tell you,
what is
you do not want to bump into a big scope.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to bump into a big one because I don't own a big one.
That
Okay.
hurts. That hurts like you've never ever felt, because those things don't move, right? They
Okay.
don't move at all.
So
You just bounce off of it.
so telescope safety videos. I think we could.
Yes.
Telescope safety is good.
Yeah.
I like for rabbit type things, since you can talk and watch the movie at the same time. Some of the classic sci-fi, like original Star Treks, of course, you might know I would say that.
Right.
But,
yeah, that's another good one.
some of them are very much food for thought. They're not just entertainment.
Oh yeah. We could really do something weird and just look at some old sci-fi movies or something.
Remember that show on TV where the guy with the robots would be watching these really grade G movies, old sci-fi movies, and he would comment on them?
Right. That is called MST 3000.
Yes, exactly. That's it. That's the one. I thought that was funny.
They are absolutely great. Hey,
I think you can still get MST 3000 somewhere. I haven't been checking.
You can. Yep. Hey, I was asked again to get off around 3 hours UTC, and I'm looking at the clock, and it's 3 hours UTC.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to get out of here for now. We will definitely pick up again. I'll be here once again tomorrow, 2 hours UTC, exactly 23 hours from now. Just a little less than one rotation of this planet. So yeah, come on back. I'm so glad everybody's here. Just spreading the passion. Talking about astronomy and space and science and all kinds of philosophical who knows whatsums and all of that. We like it all. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to get out of here for now. So peace, cheers, and all that. Live long and prosper. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye.
All right.